there is a difference between how a vacation ownership business run and how a traditional resort or hotel company runs, right? So the biggest advantage, I'm not going to go into all because we have already covered everything in detail, but just to give one major thing is the major difference between a hotel company and a vacation ownership business is, in case of a hotel company, you do in a traditional way wherein you first take loan on your books, you build the property, you make it available for your customers, and then you wait for the customers to come, and based on the occupancy rate and the amount spent by customer on your hotel or resort, your earnings and your balance sheet strength develops over a period of time. So on any time, you will always find a hotel company will have a leveraged balance sheet because it takes time to build resorts, it takes times to build properties, and you need loans, you need funds because all the time you will not have the occupancy level of say 80% or 90%. There will be times when the economy is not doing well, when people will not be going to hotels. Now compare this with a vacation ownership business. Here, first thing you do is you sell your membership. Whenever you sell your membership, you get upfront money from your customers, and you use that money to build your resort. And on top of that, every year you also get annual subscription fee, which takes into account the operational and maintenance activity of the resort, right? Plus, you charge them also on the food and beverages, right? That is how a vacation ownership company is different from a traditional resort business. We have covered this already. Holiday and vacation serve basic human needs and aspiration, hence should last a very long time. It is tough to assume or even think of that we'll stop traveling, right? Multiple source of revenue, income from sale of vacation, resort income, annual subscription fee, interest income on installment sales, and income from securitization. Securitization is something which they used to do earlier. Right now, they don't do a lot of it because they are already having a good amount of cash on their balance sheet. And in case of securitization, what you do is basically whatever debtors you have on your balance sheet, you have the option to securitize that debtors with your bank or financial institution, and you can get that money in cash. Low customer concentration risk. They have more than 2.5 lakh customers. So concentration risk is obviously much less than compared to any particular hotel, because there you don't know, as in not compared to any other particular hotel, but compared to any other businesses where in a B2B business, your concentration of revenues are basically driven by 3, 4, 5, or maybe 10 customers. But here you are not dependent upon any particular set of customers, right? So your customer concentration risk is very low. Low supplier concentration risk. Over here, the supply side for Mahindra Holiday is its resort. So, and that is probably their biggest edge or moat. And that is where it acts as a strong entry barrier for any new entrant to enter this field, because anyone with a lot of money, with a lot of deep pockets, will still have to have 70 resorts or more than 70 resorts in different parts of the country to compete with a company like Club Mahindra, right? So that is probably their biggest moat. And high customer switching costs. That is evident when you pay a upfront full membership fee for a 25-year product. So you are basically committing yourself for a 25-year period, right? Once you have taken that membership, you are bound to be there, because if you discontinue after say 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you are not going to get back any refund. So it acts as a it also acts psychologically in your mind that since I have paid so much for the membership fee and I am not going, if I don't continue going, I'm going to lose out. So there's a what do you say? That is a sunk cost fallacy, which keeps on happening in our mind. I've already paid for this resort membership, and if I don't go to the resort and don't enjoy it, I'm going to lose out on that. So that is a powerful construct which helps companies like Mahindra Holiday to earn from their customers. If you look at the number of members, they have grown at a CAGR of 8%, a resort around 7%, number of rooms at around 10%, and cash balance, you can see over the last 3, 4, 5 years has actually ballooned, and right now they are sitting at with a cash of 940 crores. So that is the strength of their business. It throws up cash every year, good amount of cash, and even if they make a huge capex, which they have planned for the coming 2, 3 years, around 1,200 crore of capex, we expect in the next 2, 3 years, after doing that capex, they will still left with 300, 400 crore of cash, which they will have to think of what they want to do, whether they want to distribute it as a dividend or buy back their shares or be more aggressive and buy more properties to enhance the member experience. That only time will say. But the biggest metric or the most important metric we have to understand in case of Club Mahindra is the member to room ratio. If you see in the past, it was as high as 75, 77, right? They managed to get it down to around 61. So our view is if they manage to keep it at around 45 to 50, 55, that would be a very good thing for the company, because with that, they'll be able to serve almost 90, 95% of their members, and more members enjoying their choice of resorts. That is only going to create value for them, and in turn value for the company as well. So this is one area where the company has actually lacked in the past. Rather than spending time and money in building up resorts and rooms in India, they did an acquisition in Finland, which was an expensive one, and they would have rather spent that money in creating more resorts here and more rooms here. It would have done much better for them. Looks like they have realized it, and for the first time in their last 10, 15 years of being listed and answerable to investors, they have clearly communicated that we are going to invest heavily in building up rooms. Never in the past they have invested so much. So let's see how it goes.